5 years ago, a group of friends and I ran the Georgia Traverse for the first time. It was before we were making videos, before all the gear got complicated. It was just simpler times. It was my first true overland trip. That trip will always have a special place in my heart. It left me hungry for more adventure. So each year since, we have taken a week-long trip to somewhere new, somewhere we haven't seen before. Now, 5 years later, I returned to the Traverse, this time with a new rig and with friends old and new. The Traverse had changed, and so had we. But I had a sense that the Traverse still had something to give to us, like an old friend we needed to reconnect with. I needed a return to simpler times, to follow instead of lead, to leave the camera in the truck, to rest again in the mountains that started it all just 5 years ago. So we went back to the Traverse.
Maybe Nick was on. Yeah, I think that's the one I did. Boys to Men.
We should wait till I flip it. It'll probably look a lot more appetizing. So just egg and bacon? Yes, I would like some cheese. I might as well have cheese.
Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Did you know that we sell awesome shirts like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, all on our website? We even have hats, stickers, and patches too. We'd love for you to head on over to FloridaAdventureTrail.com to check out all of our awesome swag. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Well, good morning. We had a great night's rest alongside this awesome creek. We woke up, got breakfast rolling, made some awesome bacon and eggs, and honestly just took our time breaking camp. My buddy Cam, who planned this entire trip, did a great job of planning the pace each day to make sure that we weren't getting into camp late at night or having to rush in the morning, leaving camp as well. I'm really grateful for this on this trip, as honestly, on most of the trips that I plan, I feel like we're always in a bit of a hurry to tackle all the miles that I normally plan. Cam did a great job of planning this trip. On today's episode, we are going to tackle a section of trail called Caches Valley. This road is a one-way road that dead ends at a really awesome surprise. We're going to hit a ton of water crossings along the way and make a little stop to make sure we get the provisions we need to finish out our trip. We're also going to meet up with some really good friends of mine that are going to make the trip that much better. Thanks for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoy it. One of the disappointing things that I've learned about YouTube videos is that you just aren't able to capture the real picture. You're never able to really capture how epic a view like this is, or the colors that you see up in the mountains. Honestly, you never get to capture how intense an obstacle is. It always looks smaller in the video than it is in real life. And honestly, I think the most important thing that these YouTube videos don't capture is the friendships and the relationships that are so important to these overland trips. These guys are some of my best friends, and they really make these trips as good as they are. I mentioned in the last video that I needed rest, and that's true. I did need rest. But more than anything, I just needed time in the woods with some of my closest friends to laugh at each other, to make fun of each other, to make food, to sit around a campfire, to just soak up some of what makes life worth living, people. And this trip is full of great laughs and great inside jokes, most of which this video will never, ever be able to capture fully.
What a view, what a view, what a magical view. Not a good view. It's been on. It made it all that time until we hit that little rock drop in that.
And did you just hear it?
No, it fell on the windshield and spilled coffee all over the front.
Or yeah. That. Dude, look how clean it is. I know.
The North Georgia mountains are kind of full of tourist traps. Mercer Orchards is not one of them. This is a great place to stop and load up on some provisions, as well as just grabbing some stuff to bring home to the family that maybe you left behind. There is a great bakery here that has some incredible stuff. My favorite are the apple cider donuts. They also have an apple cider ale that is extremely refreshing, and I definitely recommend snagging. We loaded up all of our groceries, made some jokes about our friend Cam feeding John Kenny in Latoya the Sequoia the entire trip, and headed back into the mountains.
I probably have 3 or 4 extra.
Well, you're feeding 2, you know. You're like a pregnant mom. You're eating for 2, you know. You gotta feed John Kenny too, or he's gonna starve.
I think he was pretty good. So right now we're out in Caches Valley doing some really amazing water crossings and just having a good time out here. Today has been great weather, sunny. So really enjoying that, and we're just getting some really cool trails and really cool water crossings and some great video to contribute to this film. So really excited about it, and yeah, I'll gonna keep on driving. The rest of the crew is caught up, and yeah, gonna keep this adventure going.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Cam. Well, folks, here is Caches Valley. At the end of Caches Valley, there's a really unique cemetery. Most of the headstones here date back to the early 1800s, and the cemetery itself is unique because it's built up on the side of this hill. Our crew had a great time peacefully and carefully walking through the cemetery and checking out all of the unique headstones. If at some point you do check out this cemetery, or any cemetery for that matter, do your best to watch where you step and leave it better than you found it. Our crew loaded up the rigs and hit some trails on our way out of Caches Valley. Eventually, we ran into some good friends of ours, Matt and Kaylee from Rum 4 Low. If you're not familiar with Rum 4 Low, you're really missing out. They have one of the best YouTube channels, in my opinion of course, on YouTube. Matt and Kaylee own Rum 4 Low, and it's not only a YouTube channel, it's also a trail guide service here in the United States. They have a ton of awesome trips planned this year, and I highly recommend that you check them out. Matt and Kaylee are incredible people, and you will have a ton of fun with them on one of their guided trips. Hunter was awesome having along on the trip, and honestly, Matt, Kaylee, and I enjoyed not being in charge of a trip for once. All three of us commented on how nice it was to just follow somebody down the trails and really soak up the scenery. Once everybody got the chance to meet, we loaded up and headed to camp.
Driving through the New York rain, roll down my window and let the rain in. You call me by my name, too late to turn home, we chase the night away. Come on, come on, come on, come away, let's dance to whatever, something to remember. Come along, come along, come along, come away, make me unravel, forget about the madness. Darling, I hear it calling, no more of hiding. And I go on forever, darling. This summer loving, we paint the sky green. And I go on forever. I go on forever. White sheets and coffee stains, somewhere in Brooklyn, you made me young again. Links turning into chains, pretend I don't care, one day this all will change. Come along, come along, come along, come away, let's dance to whatever, something to remember. Come along, come along, come along, come away, make me unravel, forget about the madness. I go on forever. And I go on forever. I go on forever. Darling, I hear it calling, no more of hiding. And I go on forever, darling. This summer loving, we paint the sky green. I go on
How about that bridge? Super cool. We hit a bunch of great trails and some pavement along the way to get up into the next mountain range that we planned to tackle. But it was definitely ready for us to find camp for the night, and Cam had just the spot. A great place up on top of the mountains with an incredible view. On the next episode of Back to the Traverse, we check out an awesome waterfall hidden in the mountains, do a little three-wheeling on a great trail, and break some stuff. And we also hit the controversial Charlie's Creek Road. Hope you'll check out the next episode. We'll see you then.